Hello there, people of the UK. Let's talk about 2-year anniversary Brexit rallies on the 23rd of June 2018. Nearly 2 years ago, we, the people of the United Kingdom, came to a momentous decision after the largest exercise of democracy in the nation's history. We voted to leave the European Union. The pros and cons were made during the run-up to the vote and vehemently argued on both sides, but the outcome was clear. The UK is to leave the European Union. But since that EU referendum, those who entrusted the mechanics of leaving the EU to the powers that be are coming to realise they are being let down, and while leavers wait, the Remain campaign is busy rebuilding itself. So, in the spirit of democracy, and as we approach the second anniversary of that historic referendum day, I thought we'd get together for a little chat. But there are those, of course, who don't want us to have this little chat, because it will only lead us to conclude that there is something wrong. There is something rotten with the state of both our democracy and freedom of speech, isn't there? We have elected representatives actively working in opposition to their electors' wishes and the promises within the manifestos on which they stood for election in 2017. We have unelected members of the upper chamber doing all they can to frustrate your wishes. And we have faceless civil servants working behind the scenes, placing spanners in every Brexit works. And worst of all, this anti-democratic action is being conducted brazenly in their belief that they have the right because they know better than we do. If the vote of the 23rd of June 2016 is overturned by the actions of this minority, it will signify the end of democracy in the UK. So I'm asking you to join me and all dedicated Brexiteers in meetings and marches across the UK on Saturday the 23rd of June 2018 to celebrate the second anniversary of our decision to conduct a full withdrawal of the UK from the EU. You can look back one day and say, I was there. One such event is to take place in Gloucester, and it would be a great opportunity for you to tie a day or weekend trip to such an historic city, together with making a political statement. Apart from its bustling shopping centres, pubs and restaurants, there are many interesting facets to Gloucester, all there for you to discover. Organised by UKIP Gloucester, the event is open to all Brexiteers of all political persuasions and none. So bring your pro-Brexit flags, placards and most importantly energy to Gloucester and help press the Brexit message home. Brexiteers will congregate outside the Conservative Club in Constitution Walk in Gloucester at 10:30 in the morning for an 11 a.m. start and make their way via Eastgate Street, Gloucester Cross and Northgate Street to King's Square, where speeches will be held and stalls will distribute promotional material. I recently met up with the chairman of UKIP Gloucester, Richard Ford, while he was out and about and asked him to say a few words.
Hi, good afternoon and welcome to the beautiful cathedral city of Gloucester. Gloucester voted nearly 2 years ago now, almost 60% to leave the European Union. We were told by David Cameron, who was Prime Minister, we'd be leaving straight away. But none of that appears to be happening. We campaigned so hard here in Gloucester. People want to leave the European Union. The local MP, of course, is for Remain. 2 years down the track, what's happened? Nothing. And it seems clearer by the day that the Conservative government is going to betray the vote that all the residents of Gloucester, Gloucestershire and the rest of the UK voted for. In good faith. We stand on Gloucester Cross, we talk to people, they can't believe that nothing's happened. And nothing is going to happen. And so for that reason, we're having a rally in Gloucester on the 23rd of June, Saturday the 23rd of June, the second anniversary of the Brexit vote, to remind the Remainer, Theresa May, the Remainer, Richard Graham, the MP for Gloucester, of the way the people of this wonderful city voted. And I'd like to speak to one of the local residents. Shirley? Hi Shirley, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
Good to see you. Which way did you vote then? Definitely
for Brexit.
And why was that?
That was obvious. David Cameron told us we had to do it. It was a very important date for me, but what's happened since? Nothing.
And where do you think that leaves your children, your family, your children, your grandchildren?
Well, that remains to be seen, but I hope that Theresa will stand up and be counted along with the rest, and we will get there, but we need to get there sooner rather than later.
But there was a delay of a year before Article 50 was triggered.
Exactly.
She hasn't really got a majority in Parliament. The House of Commons is 75% for Remain. The House of Lords is probably 95% for Remain. And all the powers of the country, the establishment really, is for Remain. And there's only really UKIP that's fighting that battle, isn't there?
Yes, you're right, but we voted in a referendum, and what is the point if we're not going to act on it?
I couldn't agree more. Have you written to your MP? Could you write to your MP and say that?
No, I haven't, but I could do.
Yeah. Are you going to come to the rally in a couple of weeks?
Definitely, yes. We need to get ourselves together, and we need to move on.
I think what's important is that people who are not involved in politics, they think they've voted. People on Gloucester Cross say to me, "We voted, so it's happening," and I'm saying, well, actually, it doesn't look like it is happening. And I think people that are not so committed politically are starting to realise what they voted for isn't going to happen, and that undermines the whole point of having a referendum, doesn't it?
Well, I think you're probably right, but what do we do? How can we shout?
Writing to our MPs, writing to the local paper, coming to the rally in Gloucester on the 23rd of June.
Yeah, well, people must do that.
And making our feelings known.
Okay.
And it's not just about Gloucester. There's a big rally in London, we know that day. But if you're in the Midlands, if you're in the South West, if you're in South Wales, you don't need to go to London. You can come to the beautiful cathedral city here. We've got shopping, we've got Gloucester Docks, we've got so many attractions in Gloucester. Make a weekend of it. Support us and send that message back to Downing Street. Send that message back to your local MP where you live and say, no, enough is enough. It's not acceptable. People like Shirley voted, not just for herself, I'm quite sure, but for her children and grandchildren. Exactly. I got involved for my children. I don't have any grandchildren, as far as I know. So the fact is, we need it for our children's future, for our country, to fight for our country. Money is being wasted. So many things are happening now. We need to take back control. It's a cliche. We haven't taken back control yet. Let's take back control. Not for me, not for Shirley, but for our children and grandchildren, for their future in this, our country. John. So this is John, who's Shirley's... Hi, John. Thank you very much for coming out to speak to us.
Yes.
You used to be, I believe you were been involved in politics for a long time.
I have indeed. I've been I was active in politics from the early 1970s.
Well, that wasn't with UKIP then, clearly.
No. I actually trained, and I was a full-time Conservative Party agent.
Really?
And I resigned from the party in 1992 when John Major refused to give us a referendum on the Maastricht Treaty. I considered that, and still consider it, to be a massive betrayal of the people of this country. I did continue to support the Conservative Party with my vote until we came to the referendum. And then I saw and heard the lies that were being told by the Remain camp. David Cameron's feeble attempt at a renegotiation, which was no negotiation at all.
It's a box-ticking exercise.
It was indeed. I became involved in the referendum campaign on the Leave side. And I've since totally dumped the Conservative Party. I don't trust them. I don't trust Theresa May. I think she's preparing to sell the country out. She's trying to create an atmosphere where it appears it's impossible for us to get out. And I think she and other Remainers are hoping...
There's a plan behind it.
I think there is. And I think they're looking to sell us out, and I think we have to...
Make it impossible, and we'll still be in here. There'll be European elections next year.
Exactly.
We'll be part of them and be locked in.
Yeah, the thing is that the government know that they can't bully the British people in the way that...
The bulldog spirit, Dunkirk spirit.
In the way that the Irish were bullied, the French were bullied,
Danish.
They were all bullied into They know if they had a second referendum in this country, it would be a much bigger Leave vote than it was 2 years ago. So they've got to find some backdoor way of keeping us in. And I think that UKIP is now the only party that is prepared to stand up and say, out means out.
And you don't agree with the Brexiteer Conservatives like Rees-Mogg and so on? At the end of the day, he'll do what he's told.
I think Rees-Mogg is a good man, and I think there is a good chance that if he was to take over from Theresa May, I think the atmosphere might change.
But they wouldn't be voted in, would he?
I don't think he would be, because I think at the moment the Conservative members of Parliament are too much in favour of Remain to actually make that brave move.
and so many Conservative voters in the country. I mean, bear in mind that UKIP in 2015 got 4 million votes. In 2016, 17.4 million voted for Leave.
Exactly.
So there's 13.4 million who didn't vote for UKIP.
Exactly.
And a lot of them will have been voting for the Conservatives and still vote Conservative and are going to be portrayed.
Indeed. And also, let's not forget that an awful lot of people who voted Brexit are Labour voters. If we look,
absolutely right.
If we look
particularly in the north of England and in Gloucester.
In Gloucester, yes. I mean, the areas where there's large areas of council housing voted massively to Leave.
In Gloucester, the biggest areas for Leave were Coney Hill and Matson, which are Labour wards at the end of the day.
Indeed,
which is quite. Tell me, because I know you've been in politics a very long time. You were the agent for the Conservative MP for Gloucester many years ago, and you obviously can remember the referendum in '75, as I can.
Indeed, yes.
You're a little bit older than me. I hope you don't want me saying. So, do you believe we were taken into the European Union under false pretences by Ted Heath?
We certainly were, and in fact, we were taken in illegally because Magna Carta requires that no change be made in the Constitution unless the people are consulted first. Edward Heath admitted this himself in 1970. When it came to 72, he knew he couldn't get it past the British people. So he put it through Parliament, and Parliament illegally took us into the EU. All it needs now is for some brave parliamentarians to turn around and say, what was done then was illegal, we never joined, we're out.
But they're too worried about the salary and the expenses and the pension.
Indeed, there's too much backslapping. Too much backslapping. It's too much the old boys network. And
but the will of the people, as you say, have another referendum. It will be an even bigger voice, I think.
Oh, I think so.
I'd like to speak to Stuart here, who was in the military. Stuart, hi Stuart. So you put yourself on the line of fire for this country, haven't you?
I have done, yes.
On several occasions.
A few times, yes.
In different parts of the world and all the rest of it.
Yes.
How do you feel now with what's happening?
I feel betrayed, basically. There's a number of things that this government have done, apart from Brexit, that I'm not happy with regarding ex-servicemen in the forces.
But we have them sleeping in shop doorways in Gloucester.
We have, yeah. I'm on first name.
And being pursued from Northern Ireland, what happened?
Completely outrageous. I mean, the IRA get a get out of jail free card, and yet they pursue our guys from what happened out there in the 70s.
And Sinn Féin MPs get paid for not even attending the House of Commons or swearing an oath of loyalty to the Queen, and they get paid.
That's right. And you've also got the fact that the Stormont Assembly isn't there at the moment. But no, to get back to Brexit, I voted to leave, obviously.
And you expected it to happen?
I did.
And you're a family man. You've got children and grown-up children and grandchildren.
I have, and I voted. I voted for myself. I voted because what I believed in, and I think we're being sold down the river and betrayed by this government and politicians in general. At the end of the day, they don't listen to what the people have to say.
And that's what brought you to UKIP, basically, at the end of the day, to vote to try and make that happen, because it's the only party that.
Absolutely, I was with UKIP long before the referendum. I got involved with in politics on a small level a long time ago, but I've always supported the country. I was a company man, but I find that the betrayal of the government on so many
betrayal by the government.
That's right. Yeah. On so many issues, it's unbelievable.
I think we're going to have, as part of our pan-European project, a German brass band starting at 1 o'clock.
Looks like it.
So we're going to stop. So I'd like to say to you, to appeal to you, wherever you may live, please come to Gloucester. Saturday, 23rd of June. It's the second anniversary of the Brexit vote. Nothing's happened. Come here, support us, support these lovely people. We'll be there 10:30 a.m. outside the Conservative Club Constitution Walk. Conservative Club Constitution Walk, Gloucester. Parking's cheap. It's a great city. Come and have a look at our lovely cathedral. Have a look at our docks. We love Europe. We don't want to stay in the EU. That's the way we voted. Come and support us. Hope to see you there. Thank you very much. God bless you. Thank you.
More information on this event can be found on the UKIP Gloucester website, to which I've left a link in the description box below, as well as links to tourist and hotel information. Please don't stand idly by. The Remainers are hoping for apathy, so make sure you don't oblige them. Attend this or one of the many rallies around the country on the day, or you may come to regret it later. Thank you for watching. Please do like and share this video, and also subscribe to my channel. And when subscribing, please do remember to press on the little bell next to the subscribe button. That way you'll get an alert every single time I put up a new video. Thank you very much for watching.